Thank you so much, Dr. Kiran Shaw, for your time. Very important budget. We have been saying for several years now that pharma healthcare should be mentioned in the budget. This was the first time they mentioned a lot, spoke a lot about it. But then we've also had a static base for several years now. And compared to the neighbors that we have, I think this, to what extent do you think the measures announced are transformational, or to what extent are they correction of what wasn't done in the past?
So Kumar, we have to look at these statements in the context of healthcare and pharma in two different ways. I think the government has done very well in terms of absolutely upping the investment in healthcare. And as you can see, the healthcare sector has got an increased spend of over 137% compared to last fiscal. And this, of course, is a combination of the 35,000 crores on COVID vaccines, plus the 64,000 odd crores on strengthening the primary, secondary, and tertiary healthcare infrastructure. And then, of course, the regular healthcare spend. So I think we must consider the other two as kind of one-time expenditures, which I hope gets translated into continuous expenditure in the healthcare system going forward, because we do need to basically get to the 2.5% by 2024, which is what the aspiration is. Having said that, and also there is a very good investment in the R&D ecosystem in the public sector. So I think research and innovation in the public sector has got a fillip of 50,000 crores over 5 years, which is certainly welcome. But I think what has not benefited from all these announcements is the private sector. I think private sector has not got any, sort of allocation of budgetary spend on R&D or manufacturing. Of course, in all fairness, we have seen the PLI scheme being announced. But I was hoping that we'll get some R&D incentives, which of course hasn't happened. And that is the disappointment for me. But other than that, I think the budget had no surprises. So from that point of view, it has buoyed up sentiments. There's been a very strong focus on infrastructure and mega projects to buoy up job creation, which is also a step in the right direction. But I think the question remains, where are we going to find all the funds from? And, although we are talking about monetizing a lot of public sector assets and even land, and of course, we are freeing up the investment and foreign direct investment in many of these areas, I think we have to do it expeditiously because we just don't have the luxury of time.
What will it do for the whole industry issue in terms of reviving the economy, taking a greater place in the global marketplace, leveraging our inherent skills? How much of what will this budget do to all that aspiration which was there? Because this was at the end of the day a budget like never before. I mean, that was the promise we were given.
Kumar, we have to be realistic. We need to create a very large domestic consumption-led marketplace, okay? And to do that, you need to create jobs and you need to create well-paying jobs. I think it's great to have all these aspirational objectives of, mega infrastructure projects with which you want to create the jobs. But I think ultimately, it is really about assessing how many jobs are being created, how many jobs are being revived, because right now we are really reeling under huge job losses. And I think getting those jobs back into the economy is going to be of utmost priority. And once we get those jobs back into the economy, then I think we can talk about all the other things. And then we'll know, how the budget has helped us. But let's not get too carried away with, just adjectives. I think we really need to make sure that we deliver on a lot of opportunities. I think that's my main concern.